everybody. We are back again to talk some more NFL football. We are down to the championship weekend.
And a lot happened.
And a lot has happened, yeah. So what we're going to do...
When I mean a lot.
A lot. So what we're going to do, we're going to recap the divisional round, talk about the winners and the losers of the divisional round. We had 4 games there.
And the disappointment of the week.
Our dumpster fire disappointment of the week, which has happened a lot the last few years. And then we'll talk about who we think our winners and losers will be in the championship games. The championship game. But first of all, let's jump right into the division round. Saturday, we had the Bengals at the Titans.
This game started off rough for Tennessee from the beginning.
Yeah, first play.
Tannehill threw an interception, which would prove to be a theme throughout the game.
Yeah, Tannehill probably maybe
played his worst playoff game.
Played his worst game of the entire year. He tried to do too much. I know. That's one thing. I really don't like having a bye week. I know a lot of teams say, man, we could really use that week of rest.
But it just proved to be a detriment here. It's like
you lose your mojo. You lose your rhythm. You lose... I mean, you're bringing back Henry, and Henry looked pretty decent. He didn't look like the Super Bowl winning Henry that we, saw all year. But he was still good. But they just
couldn't
the quarterback
find
play,
consistency offensively.
The quarterback play was subpar, and they had no
that was
rhythm,
Todd
no
consistency. Part of that was Todd Downing, because I've told Dad all year the Todd Downing butterfly effect. When a butterfly flaps its wings, when Todd Downing flaps his wings,
yes,
a tornado starts up in the distance, or a hurricane.
Yes, yeah, they managed to look good, but hey, there's always next year. But congrats to the Bengals, though.
They're on a playoff winning streak now.
A winning streak. The Cincinnati Bengals are on a playoff winning streak.
How do you do?
How do you do? I mean, we haven't heard that since in the
1980s.
And it is their first
road playoff win in franchise history.
Ever. Ever. Your first road playoff win ever.
How about that?
How about them apples? I mean, I didn't even know it was that bad until they missed it, and I was like, dang, they've never won on the road ever in the playoffs ever?
And Joe Burrow, in his first postseason, in his second year as a franchise QB,
has set records nobody ever has before.
In a Bengal uniform.
Fantastic to the Bengals.
He threw for 350-something yards in this game on the road.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, man. He looks like the real deal, too. Those two, that might have been the best thing they ever did was getting Jamar Chase.
To pair with Joe Burrow.
Everybody was saying, get a tackle, get a good offensive lineman, give up. And
all they needed was a weapon, apparently.
And they were like, I'm going to get Jamar Chase, thank you very much. And it looks like they were the smartest one of that choice. I mean, they still could use some offensive line help. Don't get me wrong.
And free agency could fix that.
I think there'll be some drafting and some free agency over this offseason to address that, which might make Cincinnati
a Super Bowl contender.
The team, one of the two or three teams to beat next year.
Especially Jamar Chase is without a doubt the rookie of the year. I mean, he's just exploded.
He is incredible, man. But congrats to the Bengals. Maybe next year Titans. I really wish we could have seen Derrick Henry all year. I think the Titans would have been very, very hard to beat if Henry hadn't got hurt. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Injuries happen. You got to deal with them. Got to play on.
And Joe Burrow was elite once again.
Mm-hmm. Congrats to the Bengals.
Let's see if the Bengals can do it again this upcoming Sunday.
Yes. So let's jump ahead to see who they might be playing. Our second game on Saturday was the 49ers at the Packers.
This game was an unmitigated disaster.
Man.
From the top all the way down, it was a disaster.
Yeah, how in the world?
The first drive, they deceived me. They tricked me.
They took the ball, ran down the field, got 7 points in the first drive, and managed to get 6 the entire rest of the game.
No, 3. They only kicked the field goal after that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They only had 3. My goodness. So he had 7 points in the first, 6 minute drive, 6 minute set drive. And then you had 3 in 3.5 quarters after that.
That is a huge disappointment. But that wasn't one of the many, that's just one of the many disappointments here in this game. May I mention the special teams unit?
Oh, my goodness. The Packers special teams
is atrocious.
They look like the 49ers paid them off. You couldn't get much worse than what they played.
They've been awful all year long, and we haven't paid much attention to it, but
what did they
30 seconds.
What did they give up this game?
A blocked field goal at the end of the half. And they blocked punt.
Which took 3 points away.
And the 49ers blocked a punt for a touchdown.
So that's a 10-point swing right there in 2 plays.
Because of your crappy special teams unit.
Whose fault is it, though? Whose fault that your special teams, you never improved them the entire year? You're 32nd. You are the worst special teams unit in the league.
The coach.
The general manager.
The general manager and the coach.
They should have said, hey, man, we got to fix this before we get to the playoffs. This could hurt us.
No, we're not going to fix it at all.
Why? Because we've got Aaron Rodgers. He can solve every problem. We don't need. And then they did it again. They crapped the bed. How many times are they going to win 13 games and crap the bed? They crap the bed the 13 games. Crap the bed.
13 games, they flop on their deck like a fish, like SpongeBob.
Man, hey, but again, we got to congrat the Packers. Congrats to the 49ers. Congrats to the 49ers.
Gritty performance.
Gritty. Probably made the best defense
the 49ers have played in a long time.
Now, they may be the best defensive bunch left in the playoffs, which means they got a shot to go to the Super Bowl. They got a shot to win the Super Bowl. I mean, if you've got the best defense, how many times have we said, man, that's a powerful team? And then the defensive team comes up and goes, no. And the defensive team wins. I mean, that's what happened with the 49ers and the Packers there. But
Aaron Rodgers disappointed a bit as well. He didn't play well after that first drive.
No. It's almost like this team went into this game expecting to win. I mean, they look like, they were like,
that is the coach's
let's
problem
go ahead and
right
check
there.
that off. Let's see. We're going to the Super Bowl, so we don't have to worry about the Packers. We don't have to worry about the 49ers.
If that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it sort of looked like.
Matt LaFleur.
They were not ready for a game. They flopped.
But LaFleur is La 2-3 in La postseason.
Yes, how can you be? In 3 seasons he's been there, they've been 13-3 and 13-3 first year.
Lost in the playoffs, 13-3.
The second year,
and lost in the playoffs.
Lost in the playoffs, 13-4 the third year.
Lost in the playoffs.
So the 2 wins with the 3 13-win teams.
What a disaster! From all those expectations, not one Super Bowl.
You want to hear a heartbreaker? No, I'll leave this one for later. I'll give you a good heartbreaker later. Let's go ahead and jump into Sunday's game. Anyways, congrats to the 49ers. And we look forward to seeing you play this next team.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. I forgot to mention this one point. People are complaining about Jimmy Garoppolo being a mediocre quarterback. They should have replaced him a long time ago.
All he does is win.
All he does is win. He wins in the postseason, so why are people complaining? Oh, because he only posted 131 yards, and then he got an interception. But he made the throws he needed to make late.
He didn't lose. When they needed to beat the Rams to get into the playoffs.
He made the throws they needed to make.
He did the game-winning drive and won this. And then he got up against Dallas, and he made the plays, and they won again. And they got up against the Packers, and he made the plays.
Some of those were just 49er receiver drops anyway. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And congrats to John Jennings. Go, Vols, go. John Jennings has really made a name for himself.
On the 49ers receiving corps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyways, let's jump on into our Sunday games. We had the Rams at the Buccaneers. Who will the 49ers play? The Rams.
The Rams. Let me tell you how this game started. It felt like I read the same book over and over again. This is the same chapter of Harry Potter that I've been reading the past several days.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Rams got off to a very hot start.
Yes.
En fuego.
27-3. We were sitting there going, oh no, they're up 27-3 against Tom Brady.
This feels like a script I've already
read. You know what's going to happen?
I've already read the story.
The Rams are going to lose.
The Rams were going to lose, and it seemed like
it was going to happen. It looked like, well, here we go.
And that fourth quarter collapse began.
Yep.
And it was horrible.
It was hard to watch. 27-10.
Snap past Stafford's hands.
Head. Fumble, pick us up, tip out. And you're like, what? Man, are they just trying to give it away? Oh, what the flip? But then, unlike teams in the past,
Falcons.
The Rams managed
to find a way to win the game.
Win. How about that Matthew Stafford steps up, throws the bomb
to Cooper Kupp.
Just goes up there. Hold up, boys. Hang on just a second. 4 seconds left. Let's kick a field goal.
And this might be the final game of Tom Brady's legendary 22-year career.
And we'll talk about that after we get to this next game here. But
congratulations to Matthew Stafford.
Now Matthew Stafford has a winning
postseason streak.
Matthew Stafford had never won a postseason game before this year.
How about the playoffs this year, though?
Now he has a winning streak.
Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow have playoff win streaks.
Yeah, the Bengals and Matthew Stafford has playoff winning streaks.
Woohoo!
Woo! Hey, never say never. And then finally we had the Bills at the Chiefs. Can I please have another one of those, please? I'll take 5 to go. And man, what a game!
That fourth quarter, those last 2 minutes are worth watching.
Yeah, there was 27 points scored in the last 2+ minutes.
Yeah, that's just bizarre. What happened?
27 points. They were like, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. And then touchdown.
You want to watch Allen and Mahomes just go at each other?
I'll just say, I would accept the Super Bowl being a best of 7 of those two teams. Let's just watch them 6 more times and see who wins 4. I'll be happy with that. I don't need to see anybody else play. I'm done. That was incredible. That was probably maybe the best playoff game I've ever seen. I mean, just to be a battle. We were talking, the last time I've seen a game played like that was when Elway and Montana went at each other, when Montana was the Chief and Elway was a Bronco. I mean, that was just bang, 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 bang. And, man, don't give Mahomes 13 seconds.
Because he'll strike with 6 seconds left.
The mistake the Bills made, they should have kicked the ball and made them run back.
That was the mistake the Bills made.
If they would have kicked it at the 3-yard line or whatever.
The Chiefs would have been forced to return it.
The Chiefs would have been forced to return it. They would have used 4, 5, 6 seconds getting back to the 25, 30 yard. And then they would have only had one play.
Pretty much.
So the Bills sort of did themselves in.
The Chiefs
special teams.
Yep, special teams. But the Bills special teams, it wasn't a gaffe necessarily. It was just a standard kick.
It was just a standard kick. You don't think anything about it. It's 13 seconds. We got this one won.
But that was all the time. Apparently, 13 seconds is all the time Mahomes needs.
How can you complete 2 passes and get that far down the field in 13 seconds?
That's the defense of the Bills falling apart.
I don't know, yeah. And the Bills got a great defense. They really had a good defense.
But they just fell apart at the end.
Now, it went into overtime. I do not like the way overtime works in the NFL because
Kansas City got that coin and ran it down the Buffalo's throat for the game-winning touchdown.
The worst play the Bills had the entire game was not calling heads.
Yes. That's going to cause a little controversy, isn't it?
Yes, but to have a game of that magnitude and that just great, awesome game, and then have it to end and Josh Allen doesn't even get to touch the ball in overtime is a letdown. Wouldn't you want to just see them duke it out? I mean, just give me, in the playoffs, give me a 15-minute quarter. At least let's see how that quarter ends.
Yeah.
I don't want to care. I want to see, both teams go at it. I don't want to see the first one get the touchdown and then Josh Allen's on the sideline going, But anyways, that was a fantastic game. Congrats to the Chiefs.
But
the Chiefs will host
the AFC title game. The Chiefs will once again.
The Bengals.
That will
who beat them
in the regular season
3 weeks ago.
So here's a little hint though. Mm-hmm. The Bills offensive coordinator is gone.
Yes.
He's going to be the new New York Giants head coach.
Yep, the Bills offensive coordinator is gone. So that will definitely hurt the Bills next year. Unless they bring somebody in with that's another fantastic offensive coordinator. Because he figured it out in about week 8, I think, that if they combine running the pass, then they are unstoppable. And the Bills were unstoppable the second half of the season. That was just freaking dynamite, man.
Do you think he could take that knowledge he got from the Bills to be the Giants' head man now?
I don't think they have the talent that the Bills do, so he might struggle a little bit, but he can't do worse than what they did. it's hard to suck more than what the Giants suck this year.
Yes.
So when he goes in, it's
going to improve.
It's got to improve some. Something's got to get better. I mean, if you don't, then...
I mean, the last offensive play callers for the Giants were Jason Garrett and Freddie Kitchens. I would take Brian Daigle over both.
I'd take you roll both of them together, and he's better than him, yeah. But anyways, those are our winners of the divisional round, and now we're going to talk about our letdown, our dumpster fire letdown of the week. This is Marty the dumpster fire. Check it out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. Dumpster fire of the week is...
It smells like...
cheese. It smells like burning cheese in here. Man, the Packers, dude.
It's not regular. It's not burning cheese. It's molded cheese.
It's molded cheese. Something. Rotten cheese, bad cheese, something wrong with the cheese. Man, what a letdown.
What an absolute disappointing mess.
3 years
was a mess.
3 years in a row, you win 13 games, and you can't... Again, I do not agree with the bye week. I think you take the bye week and you lose your rhythm, you lose everything, and you lose your mojo, and then you come out and you stink it up. And they stunk it up. But man,
so do you think the first overall bye is like a mermaid's call, as they call it?
I think it is. Yeah. It sounds so sweet and lovely, and then you die. That's basically what I just don't like it. But think about the Packers, though. Like I said, over the past 30 years. The Packers have had two quarterbacks, Hall of Famers,
Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
And over those 30 years, they have how many Super Bowls?
That is just horrible.
2.
In 30 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, you should have at least maybe 5.
In 30 years, with those 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back, 2 Super Bowls. My Cowboys, over the past 30 years, have 3 Super Bowls, and they haven't been to a Super Bowl in 27 years.
Well, even in a segment about the Packers, you still find a way to crap on your Cowboys, do you?
Yes, but think about it. As awesome as the Packers are, the Cowboys have more Super Bowls in the past 30 years.
Not to mention
yeah.
that awful special teams unit. I can't get over that. I can't get over that because that was just horrific.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it was a 10-point swing in 2 plays. And they only lost by 3.
That wasn't a theme throughout that game. That was a theme throughout the entire year.
And they did nothing to fix it.
Because that's what you do when you have a problem. You leave it be and you don't try to fix it.
Oh, they'll heal up. We don't need to go to the doctor. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And then your arm falls off. because you didn't fix it. You got to fix problems. You can't go into the playoffs 32nd in special teams.
That's just horrific.
I mean, didn't at some point go, maybe we ought to do something about that. And no time during the year, it just didn't dawn on you that
our special teams is garbage and we need to fix it.
Maybe we need to do something about it. There's 3 parts of the game, offense, defense, special teams.
They just forgot the special teams part.
Yep, and guess what? They got plenty of time to look at it and try to fix it now because they're out of the playoffs.
And not only that is a problem, the offseason is going to be a problem for them.
Does Aaron Rodgers stay? Does Aaron Rodgers go?
I don't know.
Dante Adams?
The Packers are $50 million above the salary cap, which means they have little room to sign anybody unless they cut leashes with some of their players.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So this was the year they could have really used to win a championship with.
And they didn't.
So they got to deal with their problems now. Devontae Adams is a free agent. Aaron Rodgers can choose to leave this year if he chooses.
Mm-hmm. And they're so far over the salary cap, they're going to cut
multiple players.
So the only way they really keep the Packers together is if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams says, we'll give it one more try, and they take pay cuts.
Yes, which I don't know if that's going to happen because Devontae's going to look for a little more of a pay raise because of how well he's performed.
Yep. Mm.
And speaking of another problem, the Packers, these just pile up. Their offensive coordinator left to be the head coach of the Broncos.
Yep, so now they don't have the offensive coordinator because he's gone. And your special teams are completely horrible, even though you're $15 million over the cap. And
you have
your
no
quarterback,
way to fix it unless you cut leash with some players.
And if you cut leash with some players, you probably won't be as good next year.
You see all the problems that are adding up?
Yep, the Packers are in trouble.
In trouble indeed.
All right, let's look at our conference championships coming up. We got 2 games. Beautiful, sweet games. We got the Bengals at the Chiefs at 3 o'clock.
That's going to be a high-scoring game.
Kansas City is favored by 7.
One problem for the Bengals will be the offensive line. He got hit 9 times.
He got sacked 9 times. He probably got hit like 22 or something.
Well, he got sacked 9 times and still won a football game.
Yeah, that's how good he is. I think 7 points is too many points. I do think the Chiefs are going to win. The Chiefs are at home.
They're more experienced.
It's a revenge game. They just lost by 3 points earlier.
They have
but
more experience.
I think this is, what was it, 34-31 the last game?
Yeah, the Bengals.
I think it's 34-31. The Chiefs this time.
Yeah, because I feel like the Chiefs, like I've said multiple times, have more experience.
And just like Josh Allen carved up Kansas City whenever it came down to, I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will carve them up too. So I don't think that Kansas City is going to be able to keep them off the board. So the last quarter, I think, will be another battle. But again, I think the Chiefs, being the Chiefs at home, they'll find a way. Make a win to overtime, 31-31, and the Chiefs went on a field goal. Or went on a touchdown, but I just don't think it's going to be 7 points. It'll only be 6 if they win by a touchdown in overtime because you don't kick the extra point.
Yeah.
So I think it's under 7. I think, 37-31, 34-31, Kansas City.
Experience is what the Chiefs have the advantage over the Bengals in.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is going to keep them ahead.
And like I said, the Bengals are playing with house money right now. Nobody thought they'd go this far. It's just fun right now.
It's fun for the Cincy Bengals.
You just go out there and go at it. I mean, you ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah. Why not go for a Super Bowl appearance?
Let's just go for it. Yeah. So
it could be the first of many for them. So
yeah, I do think the Chiefs are going to win, but I do like the Bengals plus 7 points there. Now let's jump into the second one. We had the 49ers at the Rams. This was a little harder to pick.
Because the 49ers have had their way with the Rams lately. 6 straight victories.
The 49ers have won 6 straight times.
Against the Rams.
Regular
season and post included.
And the last one, the Rams were up 17-3 and lost.
At home. To a Niner team fighting their way to the playoffs and grinding their way over to this point.
The Rams didn't need the game, though.
The 49ers did, and look where they're at.
I'm going to go Rams.
You want to go Rams? They break the losing streak?
I think they break the losing streak. I think this is the revenge factor. And maybe I got a little soft spot. I would really like to see Matthew Stafford make it to the Super Bowl.
Because he's been so underrated, and this season pretty much shows you why he has been underrated.
Yeah, he was stuck on the Lions' bad franchise for so long that nobody really got to see how good he is.
And now he's on a talented team that actually supports him with a good supporting cast.
And I really think that the Rams got the mo right now. I think the 49ers have been winning on borrowed time. I think eventually something's going to bite them, and I think this is going to be the game. The Rams are favored by 3.5, and I will take the Rams minus.
The Rams escaped a scare last week against Tampa Bay, but I think they got the mojo and the JoJo.
Yeah, I think it might be a 27-17 game.
A 10-point game?
I think it might be a 10-point. It might be 27-21, but I think it's more than the 3.5. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring. I think it's going to be mid-40s to 50 at the most. I think 45 to 50 is where the points are going to land. But I do think the Rams pull it off. And we have the Rams
and the Chiefs.
So you know what that means? It's going to be the 49ers.
And the Bengals.
And the Bengals.
Why not?
Why not, man? We're going to have a rematch of the 88 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. What was the last time the Bengals made the Super Bowl? When they faced the Niners.
When they faced the Niners back in 1988. So we can have a rematch of the last time the Bengals went to the Super Bowl.
You know what? Each of our picks the past few years on this show have screwed up miserably for us in our favor.
So there it goes.
So we picked the Chiefs and the Rams. It's probably going to be 49ers Bengals.
I say we missed at least one of them. I don't know which one.
Which one? I have no clue.
I have no clue either. But it's fun to think about it. It's fun to talk about it. And but before we close down here with you, we do want to say congrats to awesome careers. Ben Roethlisberger did announce he is retiring
after 18 golden seasons as the Pittsburgh quarterback.
I love me some Ben Roethlisberger. He's an awesome player, and also announced today Tom Brady is retiring.
After 22 years.
22 years, 7 Super Bowls. What did he go to? 10, 12 of them or
Multiple
something?
12.
So
many conference championship games.
Yeah, so congrats to Tom Brady, too. Now he can join Peyton Manning in a booth somewhere, and we can just... wouldn't that not be fun?
Yes.
To have Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in a booth somewhere talking about a game.
You don't realize how
I pay money for that. I don't care what game's going on.
You don't realize how, for me, this is personal.
Mm-hmm.
This retirement is... I didn't expect it to me now, honestly.
No.
I thought he had enough in him to go for one more year.
There's only one quarterback left out of that generation.
And that is Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers. That's the only quarterback. He is literally old man Aaron now.
Yeah.
He is Grandpapa Aaron. He is the oldest
starting QB.
Stafford's 31-ish. So
he has a few years.
He's still got 6 or 7 years left. He ain't. He's in that mid-range. We got a bunch of young bucks coming up in the AFC
in particular.
In particular. So yeah, this is like the changing of the guard. And honestly, you can see Aaron Rodgers retiring maybe next year or the year after at the most.
That would cause the next swing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I think we are really at the end of an era here now. This era of quarterbacks. Like we had Young and Aikman and Elway and all those retire right there.
And then they bring in Peyton. They bring in Brady.
Brought in Peyton, Brady, Roethlisberger,
Rodgers,
and all those. And now we're down to the end of that era of quarterbacks.
Even Eli retired.
Yeah. So we are... Man, we're down to an era of football. It's sad. I mean, it's good to see. I love young, fresh blood coming in. I love it. Like the Allen Mahomes games was spectacular. We got, Burrow coming. We got Mayfield that could come back and be good next year. We got Herbert. We got Dak at the Cowboys. He's a good quarterback.
Lamar possibly coming back.
We got Lamar if he could be healthy coming back. So we got a good young crop of quarterbacks. But it's sad to see
the old vets.
The old vets go. It is sad. But congrats to Roethlisberger. I'm not a Pittsburgh fan. I'm not a Bucks fan. Never was a New England fan. But man, those were some good quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and you miss them.
At least Ben finished his career off with a playoff game.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he made it to the playoffs this last year. Drug his team in there by himself because there wasn't a lot of talent on there except for Najee. A lot of injuries. So congrats to them, man.
And Tom especially, because when you look at his stats, first all-time in passing yards, first in playoff touchdowns, first in championship game appearances, first in Super Bowl appearances,
first Super Bowl wins. Yeah,
has more Super Bowl wins than any franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just talk on and on about that guy.
Yeah.
But I think Brady's got a little goat hair on his chin, told him to retire.
Yeah. I think Mom and the kids went, it's time.
Yes.
So I think that's
because I feel like family was a reason that he stated.
And Tom,
one of the reasons they stated.
Tom wasn't planning to prove anything to anybody. He was just playing because he wanted to play.
Because he wanted to play.
So it was just time now to where, maybe I don't want to play as much as I did. And the mom and the kids are going, hey, let's retire.
So he's 44, about to be 45. He's got a family. He's got a lot of money. He's got recognition. And he can go on as many golf trips with Peyton Manning as possible.
Yes, him and Peyton can go play golf now. But anyways, congrats. And we are looking forward to some Super Bowl here. Looking forward to some games coming up. So be sure and hit the like button with us. Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the groovy baby
share us
button.
with your friends. Hit the groovy baby button. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.